There are several ways to retrieve or send data to another app instance within your PerfectApps system. The get field from other instance behavior command is one of those ways, and, as the name suggests, will retrieve data from a single field in another instance of an app. This behavior command will take the data directly from the database, so the other app instance does not need to be opened. It's also not necessary for the other instance to be from the same app type. What is essential, however, is that the other app's unique instance ID needs to be known. This ID typically needs to be stored as a field on the app instance to which the data returns. In the behavior command, there are a few selections to be made. First, select the app from which you would like to take an instance's data. You can choose from any of your published, private or shared apps. You may now select the field from which you want to take the data. In this example, we will choose the workflow stage of that app instance. Now select the target field where you want the retrieved data to be stored. Having selected the app, the field from that app, and the target for the data, it's now necessary to specify from which single instance of that app to take the data. Remember that it's essential to know the ID of that instance and have that stored somewhere in your app. There are some options available. If the instance ID is already known when designing your app and will always be the same, then you can use the text or number option and enter the instance ID into the corresponding box. While perhaps not the most common option, you may, for example, have a single instance of an app that stores various common parameters such as exchange rates, pay rates or other dynamic data, which is used in many different apps. While that instance can be updated when needed, other apps can grab the up-to-date data when required. Another option, and probably more likely with linked apps, is that the instance ID of the other app is dynamically captured in a field in the app. Use the value of a field option and select the field where the ID is stored. In the special options, and again most likely with linked apps, you may select the parent instance ID or the child instance ID, but be careful with the child instance IDs as there could be more than one. Any linked child instance can only have a single parent instance. The formula option is also available, but unlikely to be used very often, as any instance ID will typically be a single piece of data. Please be aware that the get field from other instance behavior will only return a single piece of data. If you are looking to take multiple pieces of data from another app instance, consider using app connections.